Hi everybody, it's Youre. Hey, it is the 19th of March 2013. No, there's nothing wrong with your computer. I have my little do-rag on, and that's the mark. My hair's grown a lot, and I just put some conditioner in there, and my hair's laying down, but the mark didn't go away. So bear with me on that. I'm gonna tell you what, I started this journey with my hair about 2 months, a month and a half ago. I'm gonna let it grow, and I haven't decided if I'm just gonna braid it up. I mean, I had braids for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and then I took them out, washed it, and I'm gonna get them done this week. But I haven't decided if I'm leaning on maybe just letting my hair dread. I don't know yet. Matter of fact, tell me what you think. Should I braid it, let it grow and braid it, or should I just do the dreads? I mean, this is my hair, so yeah, it's curly. So, but I just want to. I'm in this phase in my life now that I just want to let my hair grow. I've always kept it tapered, and for years I did the bald head, and but now I want to do something totally different. I'm stepping out on faith, and the spirit is telling me, no, I want you to grow your hair, dude. So I'm going to grow my hair. So, but I'd love to know what you guys think, what I should do, and I'm going to take that in heart. And first and foremost, thank you for each and every one of you taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. And if there's anyone that you think that my videos can help, give insight, wisdom, or just positivity, by all means, do what you want. Put it on Facebook, put it on whatever your social media it is. The more the merrier. And I would love to hear from you too. The other day I put a video out talking about I saw the Bill Cunningham show, and it had these women on there, and each one of them had different situations. There was, out of 3 segments, there was one, there was a mother that was pleading to her daughter that also had a child, but the daughter, she was out there in that fast life. She was getting that money, and her daughter, and her mother was like, that's you're gonna get sick, because you're gonna catch some diseases. Not alone, it's gonna have an emotional toll, because when you get older, you're going to look back in your life and have a whole lot of regret because you allowed yourself, you gave access to people that did not see your worth or deserve you. Then there was another lady she came on the show just basically for exploitation purposes of putting a price on her virginity. And then lastly, there was a younger woman that she was navigating through her life, and she had a lot of partners, but then she realized she was doing that because of abandonment issues or the pains of life, and that was her way of validating her worth, being in the moment or the company of a man. So then today I got a call, and this person was telling me about the issues that they were having, and they're a good person. First of all, they're a good person, and how they were feeling unappreciated, and it seemed like no matter what they tried to do, it always fell on deaf ears. They could not get the emotional support that they really wanted from their partner. So I listened to them, but what I did not hear was their worth. I didn't hear the boundaries, because they were condoning the behavior. So today, this video I wanted to talk about was, are you putting a price on your happiness? I mean, truly think about it. What is your price to feel happy? What are you willing to do, and what are you willing not to accept? Now, have you noticed with society? Society has more or less, in an arrogant way, promotes negativity or erosion of the moral code. Ethics is taking a back window. I'll throw this disclaimer. I may say some things that you might not like, but I'm trying to say it the best way I can. My queens, society has convinced you that you have to put the world on your shoulders, and you have lost faith in the ability of a man. But for us men, society says your worth means nothing. So you have lost sense of self. You've allowed yourself to allow your fears to convince you that you don't matter. So the tenacity and drive that is fueled within your spirit, it's numb. So now we've taken a position of being more or less shiftless. We got to get this together, y'all. We got to do better. So my question to you is, for your personal happiness, how much does it cost? When you go to sleep at night, do you truly get the peace of mind that you deserve? Or are you turning a blind eye due to circumstances? Think about it. Because your life, yes, life is not easy. It is not. But if you are allowing yourself to compromise your personal worth, you've already done half the work. You've already more or less given access to the things that you don't need in your life. But guess what? When you decide, truly decide, to look at whatever your challenges is for what they are, you've already done half the work. And as I always say, on the other side of any fear you have is your blessing. But you've got to see your worth, because it's going to be your worth that is going to carry you through it, and having the faith that you can persevere. See, what you don't realize is you're already a survivor. You are. But you don't claim it. I mean, ladies, there's a lot of good men out there. There really are. But how many times does society paint the picture that there isn't? It wants to convince you so that you don't have faith in your other counterpart, to the point that you will either condone or accept things that you don't need. Well, I know you're saying, well, Gerald, you don't know my life. You don't know the struggles that I'm going through. And you're right, I don't. I don't. But I bet if you took the time to look within your heart and see the value of who you are, I guarantee you'll have the clarity to solve that problem. But see, a lot of times we allow our fears to trick us, allow our emotions to play on us, that we're frozen, and basically accept things that we ain't supposed to accept. I mean, ladies, look at it this way. You know how you guys turn around and say, well, you know, I wanna have a man that has all these qualities, right? Every one of them. Responsible, he's providing, he's independent, he has dreams and goals. But the biggest one out of them all, you want him to be consistent. Because that's how you gauge security. But see, society says, nah, you don't want him. He's boring. You don't want him. He's not going to have excitement. And then you turn around and make a choice for whatever's shiny. Just like a baby. Just like a baby, take something shiny, a distractor. And what you realize is, he ain't the one for you anyway. But at what cost? Or how long did it take for that revelation to manifest? And you know why it manifests? Because deep down inside, that's your self-worth saying, I deserve better. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. But you know how all that can be avoided? When you put boundaries up. Because at least when you have boundaries, matter of fact, as I mentioned before, Tyrese on his Open Invitation album, Letter to My Fan, a poem to my fan, I think it's called, Walk. You know, that old proverbial, he says, if I give you my bottom line, don't cross it. If I accept your disrespect, I can expect nothing less. But if you have proper boundaries in place, that shouldn't come to be. Because you've already established what's expected. This is just for human beings, period. You know, that's why the Bible says, love thy neighbor. And I'm going to butcher it, but in another one it says more or less, you will treat people as you want them to treat you. Because it's reciprocal. You know, I always say, like-minded folk, well, you're not going to get with someone that ain't doing right if you living right. It don't work. You got nothing to talk about. You can't build. But see, what happens is you allow your ego to creep in the back of your mind and convince you, I can change him. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you something. He ain't changing. He's not going to change. Only thing he's going to do is change partners. Because when you finally see him for who he is, he's on a new route. Because anytime you stand behind your truth and don't compromise it, the people that don't stand behind theirs will always leave you. Because they realize they see you. You see them for who they are. And they're walking in denial. And long as that smoke screen is there, long as that cloud of denial is there, you don't grow. You actually endure. But there's a blessing in that. The blessing is your strength. Because it still gives you an opportunity to change. But you got to see your worth. You got to. If you ain't happy with something, I mean, that's just like me turning around, like I said before, giving you a dinner that's not cooked. You ain't gonna accept that. So why are you gonna accept something that ain't half right? Ego, pride. You know, the singer The Dream came out with a song called Makeup Bag a couple years ago. But if you was living right, why you gotta make something up? Stop settling. Stop doing that. Because your happiness starts with you. You can't buy it. You can't steal it. You can't manipulate it. It comes from one source. And that's what you feel. But when you don't have that, guess what? You're numb. So you're basically going through life with blinders on. But guess what? You know what happens to those people that go through life with blinders? They run into a brick wall called life, and they eventually break down. But even that breakdown, as bad as it may be, could actually be their breakthrough. So the point I'm trying to make is this: stop putting a price on your personal happiness. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Because when you do, your life will shift and everything will fall in place. And the things that are not in place will either have to get in place or fall off. And you don't need anything that cannot stand the time of change. You don't. That's what having a foundation is about. You know, and I'm a firm believer of this, y'all. If it's divinely meant, you'll have it. Even if it may have been taken away. Or if it's divinely meant, you'll see it again. Trust and believe. You know, it's just funny because look at all these celebrities. They have the world in their hands. But they're all miserable. Why? It's because they put a price on their happiness. So be careful for the things that you have in your life, the things you want. You know how they say, be careful what you ask for, you might just get it. Well, that's called karma. And karma does come back. It does. Because remember, what goes out must come back. What goes up must come down. That's all about the cycle. Sender, receiver, sorry. I know. So stop compromising your happiness, okay? Love yourself more. Do the work. One step at a time. Before you know it, not only would you have been changed, but you'll be a million miles away from where you first started. And you'll be proud of yourself. Alright, y'all. Thanks for listening. Be blessed.